Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to be talking about what is energy healing. I've been having a lot of people ask me, having a lot of people come up and say, really wonder what energy healing is. So I'm just going to wait a second. I hope you guys this morning is going very well. Mine's been going great, so sending you guys so much love. I'll get started right now. It's okay. Anyone that jumps on, they can kind of, deal with it. So a lot of people have been asking me, like, what is energy healing? Because I got into pranic healing, and I've really been pushing that more out there. That I am doing that. So people have been asking, like, what is it? And I always like to start off with this. So I love to just hit people with science to really help them wrap their brains around it. So if you really think about it, like what keeps our eyeballs in our socket? What keeps our body together? There is this invisible force that really is working that we can't perceive within our five senses. And this force is keeping everything together. So if you think about our body, this is in science too. Every cell in our body actually has an electromagnetic field. Every cell. So that's how our body knows how does our body know how to form into a human being? How does it know to grow into that? Well, there's this intelligence in this field that kind of tells it where to go. So there's a force in this electromagnetic force, and you can't perceive this within your five senses, right? So each cell actually has that field. Now, our body actually emits this electromagnetic field. So this is a force and an energy that you can't really perceive, but it's there. This is proven by science. There's different things that can actually read energy, and we give off an electromagnetic field. And in spirituality, what we call that the aura. Okay? It's the same thing. So what I usually do is I do distance healing, and people are like, how do you do that? Like what makes that possible? And what makes it possible is that the earth also, every cell has an electromagnetic field, right? So the earth also has an electromagnetic field. Think about it. The earth is floating right now. How is it floating? There is a force that is allowing it to orbit around the sun, because the sun has a lot of metals and different things like that in it, so it's able to actually orbit around, right? So the earth also has an electromagnetic field. Hey, what's up, Markel? I'm actually going to be talking about energy healing right now, so this is perfect. So just to recap on that, our body has an electromagnetic field, and what we really call that in spirituality is the aura. And then the earth also has that electromagnetic field, and you can also think about that as the earth's aura. It's the same thing, it's just we label it differently within the science and within spirituality. So the earth's aura and that electromagnetic field allows it to orbit. It's floating in space. Like, how is that possible? You have to think about that. There are these invisible forces that are working and allowing that to happen. So to keep this simple, all of our energies are actually connected through the earth's aura. Because in quantum physics also, it explains that everything is energy. And it's very hard for us to wrap our brain around, because we're so used to this solidity. And when you can actually wrap your brain around that everything is energy, and you start to sense it more. So when you wrap your brain around that, you can understand that there is no boundaries. There are no boundaries to energy. So it can transcend space, it can transcend time, it doesn't matter. So when I do my healings, I connect to other people's energy, and I can connect to them through, you can picture them in your mind, you can look at a picture of them. What I do is I literally just look at a picture of them, because every picture of us actually has an energetic cord that runs to us. And that's how I connect to people's energy, and you just have that intention. It's this simple, guys. It's really this simple. Anyone can do it. Literally, I have a person's picture, and I'm just having the intention. I'm like, I am connecting to, I'll say Markel. I am connecting to Markel's energy right now. And if I have a picture of you, it makes it easier for me to picture you in my mind. And you guys, as we know, where our attention goes, our energy flows. and there are no boundaries to energy. So when I'm looking at a picture of someone, I am now connected to their energy, and we're all connected through the Earth's aura, right? So as I'm looking, I'm now connected to the energy. I don't need to feel it. I don't need to do anything. I just need to have the intention of it. That's it. That's all. So going back to how our body gives off an electromagnetic field and actually gives off that aura, that's what we call it in spirituality, there's different energies that start to get caught up in your aura, right? And if they get caught up in your aura for too long, and it can actually start really absorbing into your energy body, which then can get absorbed into your chakras, which then get absorbed into, because it's all connected. Your mind, body, and spirit are all connected. So when those energies really start coming into your aura, they get into your chakras, and then your chakras are just aligned with all your internal organs. So this is why every disease is actually manifested in the energetic field first, before it actually manifests into like some kind of ailment or disease. So through energy healing, as we know, like I just explained all that, how it's all connected and how that is. Through energy healing, what I do is with pranic healing, there's a bunch of different healings. Pranic healing, there's a lot of protocols and stuff like that. It's very much studied. It's very, it's proven. It's very, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So what I do is actually cleanse your aura first, and I can connect. If it's in person, obviously your aura is in front of me, so I can just literally sweep it. And if I'm not, I just look at a picture of you and I connect to your energy, and I imagine that I'm sweeping your aura. And that's it. It's really that simple. Like, it's not like I do anything mystical. It's not like I do anything it's just you literally set the intention of connecting to someone's energy. That's it. That is literally it, guys. Like, people make it out to be this like mystical thing, and it's been handed down by traditions, which makes sense. Like, they didn't understand how or why these things were happening, so they make it into something that's very mystical when it's actually something very practical and something that can actually be studied. So with that being said, I really sweep the aura and connect to the energy, and I literally throw it in a bowl of salt water. And what that does is salt water actually breaks up energy. So I take the diseased, dirty energy from your aura, and I throw it into the salt water, which then breaks it up. And I also have like lavender oil. So I literally just wipe my hands with it, and what that does is lavender oil actually gives off a purple energy. And each color has a different aspect to it, but purple is very much, it actually breaks up energy, and as well as it's a very healing energy too. So when I do that, it just breaks up all the energy that I gather from someone's aura. And I throw it in the salt, disintegrates. And then from there, what I do is I go to each individual chakra, and I literally just start sweeping it. And what that does is I'm really going deep into your chakras. Like, this is all I do. With the intention of like a white light coming out, I just set the intention. That's it. That's all I do is I set the intention. I set the intention of white light coming out, and I think about, whatever aura I'm cleaning for you, and I think about your essence, your energy, whatever it may be, and I look at a picture of you, and I just do this. And people literally feel the sensations. If you're sensitive to energy, which most people that I work with are, because that's who most people are just open to it, I start sweeping the chakras, and you can literally feel a physical sensation of me actually, sweeping you. And from there, I'll actually tell a little bit of a story. So I've been doing like pranic healing for a couple months now, and I've been putting it more out there. And it's so funny because I actually gave I've been giving, if anyone is interested that's watching this, I do give a free 15-minute consultation call to actually have you experience what like distance healing would be like. And I kind of educate you on pranic healing. So if you are interested in that, I would love to set it up with you. You can just message me, whatever. But I was doing a 15-minute consultation call with someone, right? And I literally swept their aura. And as I was sweeping their aura, they actually started, getting very emotional and crying. And that was literally just from sweeping their aura. That's it. I didn't even go into the chakras yet. And they started like almost crying. And I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, if anything does come up for you, like just release, like just let it out, because there's literally blocks in us, in our body, that need to come out and release, right? So I told him to set that intention. And as I was doing this distance healing session, it was a Zoom call, right? So I was like literally sweeping them, and I actually went to their solar plexus. And your solar plexus is actually connected very much with emotions. So like your front solar plexus, which is, right below your sternum right here, is actually connected to expressed emotions. And then also like on the other side, if you just draw a line straight through you on the back, that's your back solar plexus. And that has to do with a lot about repressed emotions. So as I was cleaning the solar plexus, she started like crying, and I was like, oh wow, like literally we're releasing a block right now. Like we're releasing some kind of block. I don't know what it is, but we're releasing it. So as I got done with this session, it was crazy, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Like I'm not here to BS you or whatever. Literally, my hands smelt like smoke, like cigarette smoke. And I was like, I don't smoke. My hands did not smell like this before. I literally used lavender oil. Like this stuff smells so good. I was like, oh, sorry guys. I was like, why do my hands smell like smoke right now? And I was like, the only thing it could have came from was the healing, because it was literally right after it was done. It's not like I went to go smoke a cigarette. And as I finished it, I texted her. I was like, hey, do you actually smoke cigarettes? And she's like, no, I don't. A couple minutes later, though, she actually texted me. She's like, oh my God, like my ex actually used to be a very heavy smoker. And I was like, wow. Like literally, as I was doing the pranic healing session on her, a distance healing session, she wasn't in person. This is literally through a Zoom call. I was doing the healing session, and after I was done, my hands smelt like literally like cigarette smoke, because the block that I was releasing was from her ex. That was a heavy smoker. That's crazy, guys. That right there, even for me to wrap my head around, I didn't know that through energy, through connecting to someone else's energy and cleaning them, I could literally remove blocks, but that sometimes the energy that comes through actually has a smell. Like literally has a smell. And yes, I know. But so that's just, honestly, I kind of want to come on here and just say, like, that's literally how powerful pranic healing is. And I wanted to come on here. If you guys missed the first part of this, it explains healing and like how we're able to connect to other people's energy. And it's very, very simple. I kind of demystify it. People make it out to be this huge thing when it's really not. It's really just setting an intention and being able to connect to other people's energy. So if you ever do want to connect to someone's energy, literally just have a photo of them. That's it. Have a photo of them and have the connection. Say, I'm connecting to this person's energy, or I'm connecting to this person's higher self, or I'm connecting to this, just whatever you may want it to be. So that way you can connect to someone else's energy. And you may not always feel it, but like you don't need to feel it. You just have to know that like when you do it, it's happening. Because where your attention goes, where your intention goes, energy flows. And there's literally no boundaries to energy. There's no boundaries to energy, guys. There's not. This is literally, like if you guys look up quantum physics and things like that, it literally says that everything is energy. If you look into a particle far enough, guys, if you look into a particle far enough, you get to a point where it starts looking like a wavicle. And as you go deeper, it literally just starts becoming energy, guys. So anyways, that's what I want to come on here and say. I wanted to kind of demystify healing and pranic healing for people, because people are just like wild out here with their explanations. And it could actually kind of drive people away from it when most people don't even really know the benefits and the power that like healing has, like literally energy healing. So to someone that's watching this, you may be like, this is crazy. This is blowing my mind. This is literally causing a paradigm shift in the way I think. If this is, you guys, if you're just getting introduced to the spiritual path, or you're just getting introduced to energy, you guys, it is very expansive, but don't get lost in it. don't get lost in it. Don't feel like you have to understand everything and know everything. Because when you do that, that's when you start to also draw conclusions. You start to box yourself in. You get boxed into these belief systems. And when you can leave yourself open, that's when a lot of things are going to change in your life. That's when a lot of things are going to change on your spiritual path.